Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, my name is Lorena and I post here on my YouTube channel every Monday and Saturday. So make sure to hit that like button, that bell button, it'll notify you guys every time I post a new video, and that subscribe button. And make sure to comment down below if you are new. We do a lot of beginner nail tech videos, so if you guys are really wanting some in-depth tutorials, make sure to hit that follow button because there is so much to learn about nails. But as we first start the set, this is me working on a client. This is my longtime client, and basically what we're doing right now is taking this little drill bit. This is one that I got from a nail supply, but I will definitely link everything that I am using down below. But it is just going to take off that cuticle and making sure that it is nice and clean, and it kind of gets under that little flap of the cuticle that is very hard to reach just with a normal sanding band. And this, you guys, has been such a game changer in my routine. Honestly, you guys, I feel like it makes my nails stay on for weeks and weeks and weeks. So my clients, I've had nothing but great feedback with this drill bit, and especially if they have those really hard cuticles that are hard to get with the cuticle nippers, definitely take that to it, and it will change your life. You will love this. It helps take that cuticle out and all the hard to reach places. Now I am taking this medium to fine sanding band and just taking the shine off the nail. You really want to remove the shine from the nail, and if you are, I feel like I try to cut the nails down as short as I can, and then I like to file them. Even though they're going to be underneath the nail, I like to make sure that I don't leave any points. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with these cuticle nippers. These things are bomb. Honestly, I recommend holding them the way that I do and controlling it with the thumb. I feel like this really helps me, making sure that I am not taking off too much cuticle, and I have a lot more control when I hold it the way that I'm holding it. And the top of the nipper is a really small one. It's not a really big one. Honestly, the small ones are the ones that I would highly recommend, just because you're actually able to get in there and you don't end up nipping off more than what you need to. And then I'm going to show you on this hand, just because it was so satisfying. I don't know what it is, doing the cuticles with the little drill bit and doing it with these nippers. Honestly, like, just taking all that off, like, look at that, you guys. Like, this is so satisfying to me. I know in some states, cuticle nippers, you are not allowed to use them on clients, so definitely recommend checking out your state and stuff and seeing if this is something that is allowed to do. In my state, I am in California, so I am allowed to do this. So just so an FYI, just for some people who I know might come for me when it comes to that. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this dehydrator. This one that I am using is from OPI. I really love this. And even if you use Gel-X, you could actually use this for the underside of the Gel-X to actually etch that out. So you don't end up having to actually buy the one from Apres if you guys don't have that already. And so I'm going to go ahead and dehydrate. I do this 2 times. This helps really making sure that they are super dehydrated and that there is no oils left on the nails. And I like to do this, and after I do this, I really try to make sure that I explain to my clients to not touch their face or not touch anything after I do this step, especially prepping. If you are a client watching this, make sure when you are getting your nails done, you don't touch nothing, especially because I feel like the more you touch things, like, are the least amount of things you touch and stuff, the better your nails will come out. Because if your nail tech works with gel or anything, you're gonna get fuzz on the nail, and it is so hard. As a nail tech, it is so hard to pick out every little piece of fuzz. So definitely make sure you keep your hands on the table and not itching your hair or anything like that, because if you do end up itching and whatnot, you will actually end up causing premature lifting and your nails won't stay down as long. So that is a little fun fact if you guys aren't a nail tech and you guys just enjoy watching my videos. But now I'm going to go ahead and go in with this KDS glue, you guys. Before, you guys know I would use another brand before, and it had a brush on it, and I would swear by the brushes. I feel like those ones didn't glue shut as much, but honestly, I've been liking stick glue quite a bit, and you could buy these, like a good amount of these, for a decent price. So I really like this, and I do feel like it's a little bit faster for me to glue down my tips. And the tips that I am using are from MONTAGE. They are the extra long square tips. These things are bomb, you guys. I really enjoy using these. Now what I'm going to do is I am just getting a coarse sanding band, I am not touching the natural nail at all when I am using this band, just because you don't want to end up filing the nails too thin. And so I'm just blending that tip into the natural nail without touching the natural nail. So especially those corners, you really want to make sure that if none of the glue caught onto it and it's not sticking all the way down, you really want to blend that part in, because otherwise if you don't, you will end up finding that it pokes through colored acrylic. And a lot of times with doing colored acrylic, you don't want to end up seeing that little poke of the nail tip showing through. I know sometimes nail techs, they will use forms instead of nail tips, and that is great in this case because you could actually skip this step completely. You don't have to like blend nothing in. Now I'm going to go ahead and dust off my client's hands. I like to usually do the underside and the tops of them, just so I make sure that none of that dust ends up in my primer. And the primer that I am using is from Young Nails. This stuff is bomb, you guys, and I like to do 2 coats of this as well. If you guys really want a no lift nail, definitely try out the tips that I am sharing with you guys today. Even if you have to pause and go as you watch this video and do your own nails to practice on, I highly recommend just trying that out, because if you guys are having a problem with lifting, definitely try around the cuticles. I feel like a lot of times people, they don't know what it is that might be causing their lifting, and a majority of the time it's just because they're not doing the cuticle area right. And they're not dehydrating. Dehydrating is really something that is more important than you think. Alright, you guys, now I'm just going to go ahead and go in with this clear Montage acrylic, and I'm just going to go ahead and just put that all over the nails. Something that you guys do want to know is that since clear, it doesn't have no pigment, it is going to be actually something that bonds the nails a lot stronger than if you were to use colored acrylic. And then I'm going to get Fast Play, and that is like the nude brownish color that I'm going to be using. And I'm going to get these cute little leaves. I got these from Montage. They actually sell a whole bunch of different kinds. So I am not sure if they sell them on the site, but if I can't find them, I'll link an alternative down below. But these things are bomb. If you guys are ever in Victorville area, definitely recommend going into Montage and trying them out. Because they have a ton of nail art stuff. So if you guys are in love with nail art like how I am, go in there, check it out. I really enjoy going in there and buying a whole bunch of nail art stuff and their glitters. Like their glitters, it's almost like you go into a candy shop and you pick out the ones that they want. They put them in the little containers for you, and they will, you know, like package them, whatever, and then give them to you. And so you're able to pick out the ones that you want. And I know if you go in store, they're actually able to custom mix the glitters. So say if you just want one glitter, they will actually go in and like mix different ones together. And so you guys might be wondering what I am doing. I have a cellophane wrapper on top of here, and I would recommend doing glue, the glue instead of doing the acrylic, just because you're able to put so much more on at once, and then put the cellophane on there and then hold it down, and it peels right off. Cellophane wrappers, like, they peel from the actual nail glue fairly easily. Something that I did wish that I did with this nail is actually add more leaves. I don't know why, but encapsulation of like the leaves, I don't know what it is, but they kind of scare me. So I was scared to put too much of the leaves and it not look good, and I ended up putting too little, and it still looked really pretty. But honestly, you guys, I wish I would have put more. I feel like adding more to it would have been, I don't know, it just would have made it pop that much more. But I ended up going in with 2 to 3 different colors of those leaves. And now I'm going to go ahead and get Fast Play. This is from Not Polished. And the monomer that I am using is from Montage. You guys, if you guys haven't already tried Montage's, their monomer with Not Polished, honestly, you guys need to try it, because it is really, really, really good. I had actually tried a small sample size of the Montage one. So they do sell like a really small one too. I think like it goes to like 4 ounces, 4 or 8 ounces. So you're able to get a really small one and try it out and see if you like it. And try it with different acrylic, because I feel like not all acrylics set the same. And the brush that I am using, it is a size 12, just in case you guys are wondering. It's a size 12, and I really enjoy working with a smaller brush just because I do feel like I'm able to control more. I tried for a little while to size up to a size 16, and honestly, it was not my jam, so I decided to go back to a smaller brush, and I've been liking this so far. I don't know, I just feel like I got so used to it, and I feel like I'm actually quicker and more precise, and I don't feel like I end up having a whole bunch of acrylic going into the cuticles and being a big ol' mess. And anytime that I am doing nails, I really like to tap the powder down like how you seen me do just a little while ago. Maybe hit that 10 seconds back so you guys could see. But I like to shake it down so then the acrylic is smooth when I am applying. I don't know if that really makes a difference or not, but I feel like it makes my job easier as a nail tech. So definitely recommend checking it out. And pat, pat, pat. Don't keep swiping, especially when the acrylic is super, super wet, because you might feel like it ends up being like a big old mess. So kind of pat pat and then swipe once you feel like it starts to be easier to work with, if that makes any sense. And you guys don't need to be putting like super big balls of acrylic down. I know sometimes when we first are beginner nail techs, you want to be as fast as you can be when doing nails. But in all honesty, you guys, something that somebody had taught me a long time ago is don't try to worry about your speed. Worry about how good you do it, and your speed will come. So that's something that you guys might hear me say this in so many of my videos, but I feel like when I was first starting to do nails and whatnot, I feel like hearing that for me was actually really crucial. So honestly, if I could add that to every one of my videos, I would be more than happy to, but just because of the fact that like when you are first beginning nails, it is really hard to like compare, like to not compare yourself to other nail techs and how fast they are and what they're doing and how many clients they have and all this other things that you guys think of. Your time will come. I promise you guys. Just stay consistent and believe in yourself. And something that I always recommend is put yourself out there. That is something that I recommend so much. Okay, you guys, but now I'm going to go ahead and go in with an 80/80 grit. Especially if you guys are new, make sure you are filing down the sides for one when it comes to using a file, because you don't want to end up cutting your clients all up. That is something that I highly recommend. Next, using an 80/80 grit is great if you are a beginner nail tech or you are somebody who has been doing nails for a long time, just because it really helps make you file faster because it takes more of the product down at once because the grit is higher. The higher the grit, the stronger the file is. The lower the grit, the finer the file is. So I know that was something I was really confused about when I had first started, but yeah, so just making sure that you are filing. I have actually learned something, and it was from Nails by Alma, and she had actually said, start from the middle, make your mark in the middle to the end of the nail. So I would file at the top, just dead in the center of the nail usually, and then go from there and then like blend everything in. So blend from the middle to the sides and, you know, blend it that way. Now I'm going to go ahead and get that coarse sanding band, and I am just going to go around the cuticle and then blend whatever was from the cuticle down into the rest of the nail, making sure I keep my apex and not making the nail too flat, just because when I am building my acrylic, I do make an apex and I try to keep it. So you see me going around the cuticle and then blending down. And then if I have to go touch back up, I'm going to go ahead and do so, but this makes it nice and clean. If you guys had to go in, once you guys get more confident, I recommend going in with a carbide bit, so then you're able to go in around the cuticle, and it makes that smile line nice and clean and super, super pretty. And if I do feel like the nails are still a little bit wide, I will kind of like just go along the sides of the nail just a little bit, not too crazy, and then just blend. Alright, you guys, and then I went ahead and buffed. I always forget to get this on camera. And then now I'm going to go ahead and paint this one now that I had buffed. The buffer that I am using, it's a 180 grit. And notice how high the number is. So it's 180. 180 really helps get all of those scratches out of the acrylic. If you guys are putting gels over it, I recommend to leave it a little bit more gritty, just because then you could actually skip the step of using a base coat. But with some gels, you have to use a base coat regardless. But anyways, it just really depends. You have to play around with gels in order to learn how they work. So that is how Colorland gels are. But I know she recommends using a base coat under them and then putting the color on top. But I feel like if you leave it gritty enough, you'll be fine. But now I'm going to go ahead and go in with a top coat, and then I am wiping the side so I could keep its shape, and then I'm sprinkling this glitter on top. And this was a collection that Montage had just came out with. It had silvers and golds and a whole bunch of other colors inside of it, but they were all fall inspired. So I felt like these were super, super pretty. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this French tip. I've been liking to paint the edge of how high I want it, and then I'm going to go ahead and go in and just kind of fill it in, mark out, kind of like sketch out a little bit where I want it, and then swoop into the center of that. And usually that helps making sure that I am not actually making my French tip too high. So definitely recommend trying out this method, and let me know how you guys like it. If you guys try it, tag me on my Instagram. If you guys tag me, I will repost you on my Instagram, so make sure to be doing so, just because I love to see what you guys created. And if there was a tip that I was able to help you guys, definitely tag me. I really like to see your guys' work. I have so many of you that message me, but I want to see pictures. I love seeing your guys' pictures, and it's basically free networking, you know? So definitely you guys could get some followers by doing that. So that is something that I recommend. If you guys do learn anything from me or another nail tech, tag them, because chances are you could actually be featured on their page and they end up reposting you. But yeah, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the French tips into the light. I ended up putting them into the light. I like to put them in for 60 seconds, especially with Colorland gels, because they are super pigmented, and I really, really want to make sure that they are cured and it really got in there. And so now I'm going to go ahead and do this cute little flannel print, and I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch me do that, and then whenever I feel like I need to chime in, I'm going to go ahead and do so. After you cured everything for that 60 seconds, now I'm going to go ahead and put a gloss top coat on the leaf nail, just so they could shine and be nice and clear. You want to do the top side and underside, and then we're going to go ahead and take the Montage matte top coat, and we are going to be doing the rest of the nails, wiping the edges, making sure keeping that filing nice and crisp, because I know a lot of people ask me, how do I keep my nails so crisp after I do them? It is wiping the sides, but you don't want to wipe so hard. Just glide your nails across it, because if you wipe too hard, you're going to completely take off the color. So definitely just glide your fingers, and it helps really ensure that you are keeping that shape nice and crisp, because after all that filing work that you put in there, you don't want them to start to bubble out and look like you didn't even do any filing. Alright, you guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. I really enjoyed making it for you and helping you guys. If you guys learned a thing or two, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It does really help with the YouTube algorithm. It does help my video help more people. So please don't forget that. And in just a second, you guys are going to be able to see the reveal, so stay tuned for that. Alright, you guys, I see you guys in the next one. Bye.